This is Elijah Graham. He's 10 years old. His mother was in the audience. And the pastor told me that he had his nephew here and was going to do the Martin King speech. Well, Elijah had his notes, and I know he was very prepared. But here's the beautiful thing. He came back from the youth center, and he put the notes away. And when he finished, the audience was amazed. So I'm asking, would you please give your undivided attention to Mr. Master Elijah Cole Brown as the young Dr. Martin Luther King. Floyd for this.
To join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. 5 score years ago, We